Hi everybody, I'm Greg Fishel and welcome to bonus weather video number 2 for this week. And today we're going to talk about 3 different temperature scales, those units, and also how you get from one to the other. So let us begin here. And we're going to start off with a little biographical information. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit was a German physicist who invented the mercury thermometer in 1714 and proposed the Fahrenheit temperature scale in 1724, and indeed it was adopted. On that scale, the freezing point for water, as you all know, is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. The boiling point for water is 212, and absolute zero, where all molecular motion ceases and even air freezes, is minus 459.67 degrees Fahrenheit. If you get to that temperature, we're all in serious trouble. All right, Anders Celsius then came along. He was a Swedish astronomer. He invented the Celsius temperature scale in 1742. On that scale, the freezing point for water is 0. The boiling point for water is 100, and absolute zero is minus 273.15. So this is a little bit easier from the standpoint of, 0 being a whole number and 100 being a whole number, and they're exactly 100 apart, whereas on the Fahrenheit scale, you have these sort of random numbers like, 32 and 212 and so forth, and that's why the rest of the world uses Celsius and the United States is still using Fahrenheit. All right, then a century later, William Thomson, also known as Lord Kelvin of Scotland, a British mathematician, mathematical physicist, and engineer, multi-talented, invented the Kelvin temperature scale in 1848. On that scale, the freezing point for water is 273.15, the boiling point for water is 373.15, and absolute zero is 0 degrees Kelvin, where all molecular motion ceases. So again, those numbers are a little random, the 273.15 and the 373.15, but the absolute zero is pretty clear. And basically, this is the unit that is used by scientists. Okay, meteorologists use the Kelvin scale in all of their equations, and then we convert to Celsius or Fahrenheit, whatever we choose to do. So to get from one to the other, from Fahrenheit to Celsius, you take the Celsius temperature, and or the temperature in Celsius is equal to 5/9 times the quantity, the Fahrenheit temperature minus 32. So let's say the temperature is 32. You subtract 32 and get 0. 5/9 times 0 is 0, and so the temperature in Celsius is 0. To go back, if you start off, temperature in Fahrenheit is equal to 9/5 times the temperature in Celsius, which is 0. You add 32, and you get 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, from Fahrenheit to Kelvin, you have to do that conversion to Celsius and then add 273.15, or going backwards, you subtract the 273.15 and then multiply that times 9/5 and add 32. And from Celsius to Kelvin, it's a much simpler conversion. There are no fractions in there. You simply add 273.15 or you subtract 273.15 depending on what direction you're going to. Okay, the Fahrenheit temperature scale has its quirks, but it is actually a more precise scale. For instance, if you're 32 and you add 1 degree Fahrenheit, that is equal to 0.56 degrees Celsius. If you have 0 degrees Celsius and you add 1 degree C, you get 1 degree C or 33.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So a Celsius degree is equal to 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning that the Fahrenheit scale is actually a more precise measurement. Okay, so if you have the freezing level at all 3 of these scales, or with all 3 of these scales, Fahrenheit 32, Celsius is 0, and Kelvin is 273.15. Okay, that's it for now. By the way, you have no idea how long it took me to make those objects here. Actually, I had to create these lines, this arc, 2 arcs down here, a filled circle, a filled line, and then a couple of text boxes. So that was fun. I am slowly learning how to make use of my much lower cost graphic system. All right, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that, found it educational. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you back here again Monday for another daily weather update. And the next bonus weather video will be coming up on Tuesday. We'll see you then.